I was just stuck in the car, us just sitting there. I'm like, this is awful, so awful. No, because they had to do like the close-up shot, the shot on this side of the car, the shot on this side of the car, far away, and I'm like, guys, like, come on. But I was totally fine.
All in a day's work. Making out with Zac Efron must be nice, yeah. These characters are really doing anything that they can to uphold their legacy, to keep their family name intact. Is there anything or any role or project that you would have done anything to get in your career, whether or not you've gotten it or not?
Well, the Right Stuff. I particularly remember that. I had read the book a year before they had done it. I had grown up in Houston. Gordo Cooper was my favorite astronaut, and so I think I was 28 at the time, and so when it came time to make the film, I did everything I could to get into that interview. Right. And then I got it.
You made it happen.
Yes, definitely. Actually, at least the one that I can think of is the Jason Reitman film, one that I actually
that you got, yeah.
I wanted that role so bad, and this girl is in the film is maybe my polar opposite. It was a very difficult role for me, and at first I was like, I don't know if I can do this. But then, you know, as I worked on it more, I'm like, this has to be mine. And I remember I was out of town, but like I flew back to meet with him, and I would have done anything to get that, and it actually ended up working out. So I'm so happy. Yes, yeah.
For you, is there any role that you would have done anything for, like at any price to get, whether or not you got it or not?
I mean, I'm sure, yeah, there's some roles that I would have done anything for, but that's sad, and I think that's what this movie's about, like, to give away your sense of happiness or your sense of morals or, you know, just your dignity as a human being to be number one is not good. So I feel like it's reminding us that actually it's better to be, like, happy and a good person.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Expand or die. Get big or get out.
I have a nice-sized farm, family-owned for 4 generations. I am #1 in 7 counties, including Boone, Decatur.
Dad's got Decatur. Took it last week.
Took is a strong word.
Well, one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when you and Maika's character, you're sort of giving her all this advice, teaching her all these lessons. What's maybe the best lesson that you've learned thus far in your career, both of you guys?
Persevere.
Always.
Yeah, always just keep going, keep the fire, and try to keep the fire in your belly for what you're doing. Follow your bliss.
I think it's very hard to be yourself, so I think I like to just be more myself.
I think the best lesson that I've learned is kind of to find that balance between, you know, following through on your dream and doing what you love, and then also just like detaching from it, you know, and just having a happy life regardless, because to put all your happiness into that is not a good life. So it's like you got to have your own personal life that brings you joy outside of your work.
And what a first great, huge movie to be a part of. One of my favorite scenes of you is when you and Dennis are driving in the car and he's sort of offering you all this career advice, if you will. What's maybe the best advice that you've learned so far, either from Zac or Dennis, maybe?
Gosh, I don't know. I think for me, more just observing them and how, because obviously this was my first big film, and just seeing how they handle the craziness of it. I think that's how I learned, at least, just seeing them, and they're just so great. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. So
I know your dad owned 200 acres. I can take it off your hands.
Get out of here.
I am so
I can't stand
sorry.
you kind of people. But I don't ever want to come back to Iowa. Where do we sign?
I'm going to give you your own stake in the family farm.
I'm not staying here, Dad. I'm racing cars.
Well, I read that you were actually a fan of High School Musical before you got this role. So what were you maybe surprised to learn about Zac on set?
You know, it's just, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what he was going to be like, anything. And I remember meeting for the first time, and he's just so down to earth and so easy to talk to and connect with. And it's, for me, I love seeing him in a role like this because it's so different. And you know, I was blown away by him, really, and so it was great.
Well, you and Zac have such great chemistry. I was watching interviews from you guys during South by Southwest and obviously in the movie. Is there a favorite scene that you shot with him?
Yeah, I think at the end of the film, at Customer Appreciation Day, when he finally takes over the family farm, he gets up to speak, and we've finally really connected, and he really find out that he's more ruthless than I was.
I mean, it's hard to say because I don't want to give the movie away.
Right.
The movie goes in very unexpected places. If you think it's like a traditional farm movie with nostalgic music and homegrown vegetables, forget about it. This is a cutthroat business with very unexpected things, and there is something very, very powerful that happens in the film and very frightening that connects Zac and Dennis in this cornfield. And I think that I really enjoy that scene because I think their performances, which is almost in silence, just a silent moment between them, I think that the two of them are so powerful there, and they really end up connecting as father and son over something really horrific.
Right.
Yeah.
Brings them closer. Well, I have to ask you about all the romantic scenes. Whenever I've spoken to anybody, they always say that they're a little bit awkward, that they're not as glamorous as they seem on camera. For you, kissing Dennis and of course Zac, which one was the most fun and least awkward?
I mean, to be honest, I was so excited to be working with them both. Like, I didn't really find it awkward. I thought it was fun working with them, and the character was fun. And I mean, all my girlfriends were jealous of me because they were these two really amazingly cool, cute guys. Like, I just felt really lucky that I got to work with them.
Well, one fan on Twitter wrote in, I said that I was interviewing you, and they wanted to know how many times did you have to kiss Zac in that car scene?
Oh, the funniest thing is we had to do it so many times. Like, I was just stuck in the car. Us just sitting there. I'm like, this is awful, so awful. No, because they had to do like the close-up shot, the shot on this side of the car, the shot on this side of the car, far away, and I'm like, guys, like, come on. But it's totally fine.
All in a day's work. Making out with Zac Efron must be nice.
Yeah.
Why does he consistently disrespect me? If I like what I see today, we'll give you one and only one shot.
That foot is made of lead. It's gonna get you to NASCAR.
You're not gonna make it in the big leagues. Take the land. It's in your blood.
Well, there's a great line in the movie. I wrote it down. It says, when a man stops wanting, a man stops living.
Right.
So right now, at this very moment, what are 3 things that you guys want to achieve or want to do?
I'm terrible at these questions.
Come on, anything. It could be like, I want a cheeseburger right now.
Well, I would like a cheeseburger.
Like steaks,
yeah, I would like a cheeseburger.
I was amazed. When we shot the film, you would eat these steaks every night.
I would like a cheeseburger in paradise.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
what I would like.
I like that.
Yeah.
What about you?
I just like to live. I don't want to die.
Well, I want to direct this movie that I wrote, and actually these financiers, I have some different financiers that I'm talking to, and hopefully that's going to get like resolved in the next week or two.
How exciting! Yeah. Can you give us a hint as to what it's about?
Yeah, it's about friendship and sex, and it's about like, how people, I think, grow up with a sense of shame about their sexuality and just kind of like learning how to get to a more healthy place about how you feel about your own sexuality. But it's a comedy.
Well, I want to see it. I'm excited for you. Congratulations.
Knock on wood.
I know you've been sleeping with her. I love you, and you make me feel like an idiot for it every day.
That was really impressive on the track today. I'm Meredith.
And I'm his girlfriend.
Henry Whipple, we've been investigating you. We got a tip.
Who gave you this tip?
We need to visit your fields.
Who could have done this? You didn't talk, did you? Tell me who it was.
Well, Dean in this movie, he's pretty torn between, upholding the family's name and working on the farm, and of course his race car driving. If you weren't acting, is there something else that you can maybe see yourself doing?
I mean, there is a part of me, I love yoga, so part of me wants to own like a yoga retreat somewhere.
Okay.
And just be on a beach. And then there's another part of me that thinks I'd be a really good therapist because I love analyzing people's behavior, psychology. I feel like as an actress, I've just spent my whole life trying to figure out why people do certain things and understand their psychology, and I think I'm really good at it.
Well, I read that you're also a kiteboarder.
Yes.
So in this movie, Dean is really torn between wanting to be a farmer and then the race car driver. So for you, kind of weigh out the pros and cons of each, and like, which do you prefer?
For me, acting will always come first. It's my love, it's my passion. But kiteboarding, I need both in my life. You know, before I wanted to compete with kiteboarding, but I kind of came to the realization now, which is a good thing. I'm very busy with the acting, and so that I just don't have the time for that. But what kiteboarding kind of has become now is, you know, this is a very crazy industry, and it's very easy to get kind of caught up in it and the stress of it. So for me, just being able to get away and to kite and lose all that and forget about everything, in a sense, it kind of saves me. So it's nice having both. It's hard. It's very hard to find the time, but somehow I managed.
You're just too talented. It's a good thing.
Thank you.
You ruined me. If they find out, we'll lose everything.
I don't know what to do.
You're in trouble, aren't you?
Call off the agents. Call them off!
Am I a happy man? How could I not be?